For every one of you who wants to speak good English, remember that listening is the first step. Unless you become a good listener, you will never be able to speak well. However many books you might read, however much of grammar you might learn, you may know thousands of words to build up your vocabulary. You learn all of them. You memorize everything, but in spite of that, you won't be able to speak unless you listen in the right way. This video tells you how to become a good listener. Let us take each point and talk about it. When someone is speaking to you, or when you are watching this video, or you're listening to the news or anything, where you are the listener, you must remember that the speed of speaking is almost half the speed at which you listen. So when I speak and you listen, your mind races much faster than what the speaker is saying. That is why when you are listening, you can listen and evaluate. Both things you can do without missing anything. Therefore, when you are listening, you will notice, if you observe yourself, that you are not only listening, but you are also thinking, should I continue to listen? Should I stop listening? Should I go to something else instead of continuing to watch this video? These are all the questions that are going on in your mind, because your listening speed is much more than the speaking speed of whoever you're listening to. Now, when we do that, our listening becomes very bad. When we constantly think, if you are evaluating for self-improvement, that is a wonderful thing to do. But if you are evaluating to think whether I should continue to listen, in which case you are losing the focus on what you're listening. And when you do that, it is not good at all. You should always be focused on what you're listening, even if it is something very simple. Suppose somebody is announcing a couple of names in a meeting. At that point of time, you are thinking of something else. You say, oh, I've heard this before. And then you miss out the two names which were announced in the meeting, which were very important. So remember that you have to control the speed of your listening, and you have to use that time gap between listening and speaking speed to improve your listening ability. Therefore, you need to cultivate good listening habits. Now, what are these good listening habits? A good listening habit is that when you are listening, you are really listening and not hearing. Hearing is, when the sound goes into your mind and you don't make any sense out of it, or you hear half-heartedly, you don't pay attention. That is what we do. So make this difference between hearing and listening. If somebody is telling you a story, you feel, oh, I have heard this story before, or a joke. You say, oh, this joke I already know. Then what happens to your listening? Immediately, your listening becomes hearing. You just pay scant attention, and therefore you don't get any benefit of that listening. Suppose it is a story which you already know, like all the story videos I've given you. Many of the stories are familiar to you, but you must remember that you can look at the sentence structures. You can look at the words which are being used. Are all the words what you use? Are they too simple? Can you think of other words, or can you change the entire story to tell it in a different way? In this way, there are many things you can do while listening, because as I told you already, there is a time gap. That is a good listening habit. Another good listening habit for you is that you should listen to everything as though it is important. Don't listen to anything casually. Even if somebody is talking to you about a subject which you don't agree with, but your listening should not suffer. Your listening should be, that doesn't matter if the ideas are not what I like, but I can learn the style, I can learn the construction, I can learn the speed of speaking or the intonation of speaking from this. There is something to learn everywhere. Try it and see. You also need mental and physical preparation in order to become a good listener. Mental preparation would mean that you have an open mind. You don't have prejudice, or you don't have preconceived ideas beforehand by saying this person will speak well, this video will sound better, this is not good, or that person does not speak well. When you have such ideas already in your mind, then you cannot become a good listener. So to have your mind clear of these ideas is good mental preparation. You must also be willing to listen to what others say so that your own ideas don't come and interfere with your listening. This happens very often when somebody is talking about a topic where more than 2-3 ideas are possible. So your ideas are different and you get very upset when you listen. So that does not make you a good listener. Physical preparation would imply that you sit in a place to listen where there is no distraction, or you prevent yourself from getting distracted. Suppose somebody is speaking to you and there is a lot of noise outside. Now, it's quite natural to be distracted. You feel like looking somewhere else, but that spoils your concentration. Suppose you're listening to a video, listen in a quiet place. If you are listening to a speaker, a live session, then you must keep eye contact with the speaker so that you don't allow your, ability to listen go away because you are thinking of something else or getting distracted. These are some of the things you need to do for good mental and physical preparation. Some healthy or best practices of listening are the art of concentration. Concentration you can build up when you practice for some time. To be able to concentrate for an hour or two immediately as you start, it's not possible. Start with a few minutes, 2 minutes, 5 minutes concentration. See if you can hold your mind in one place. Then, of course, the second one is when you listen, you must review whatever you're listening to. Is it something which I know, or am I learning something new? Then you can also make notes. You can note it in your mind and keep a soft copy in your brain, or you can take a paper and pen and note down. Especially for those of you who want to become fluent in English, I would recommend that after listening to a video, write down whatever you have understood, read that once or twice, and then start speaking. So it all begins with good listening, best practices or healthy practices. Here is the last point which I want to emphasize, that when you listen, please listen with your reason, with your logical mind. Be rational. Very often, when we become emotional, then we don't listen properly. Our emotions interfere with our listening. We don't listen, but we allow our feelings to take over our mind. And the mind, which is supposed to be listening, does not do the listening part. It instead responds. Anger or appreciation or admiration, these are all emotions. But while listening, we have to keep them in control. We have to regulate the emotion. We have to keep them within check so that they don't interfere with us. But if you listen, as I already told you about openness, if you listen with your rational, scientific temper, if you listen by being objective, here is the listening passage and you're away. That is why when any of you comments by giving something, some other appreciation rather than what is there in the video for learning English, then I correct you all the time. I tell you that this is not what you're supposed to see when you are watching the video. You are supposed to do this, and that what you have to do is to listen with your mind, which should have an openness. Your mind, which should certainly have the ability to be objective, to be rational and logical. Try all these and see how well you succeed. Then let me know in the comments what you felt. Getting your feedback is very important for me to prepare many more videos of your requirement. If you're a member, I will prepare videos of your choice. If you aren't a member, you can become a member to get many more benefits. Like and hype all the videos so that it reaches more people. But most important of all, practice, practice and practice. Thank you and all the best. I hope you have liked the video. Please subscribe if you haven't done it. Press the bell icon so that you get notifications. Like and hype the video and share it as widely as you can. Join the channel as a member to attend all the live classes I conduct and also to get other benefits. Thank you and all the best.